when we prepared to open Southland College Prep, I talked about the dream, the vision, the mission of preparing our students to be competitive in a world that's larger than ours and to fill the hopes and dreams of the community. This dream was something that was very tangible to us.
Southland especially, I think, reflects the dreams and the passions of a community for excellence in education.
The question in this community was, where will your child go to high school? And it was a question that was of some concern.
And we were hoping and praying for a school that would prepare them for college.
From the first day, I could tell that Southland offered its students a lot of opportunities.
The opportunities you get here is just amazing. Like, you don't have to pay for your AP test here. You don't have to pay for your SAT or ACT test here. So it's just, it makes it not only affordable, but they really prepare you for what's to come.
I remember Dr. Davis was speaking. One of the most distinct memories I have from that day is when she gave us the holders for the diploma. And I was like, wow, this is the real deal.
I was 23 out of 25 on the waiting list. Day one, I had a positive attitude. I didn't care where I would be as long as I'd be under the Southland name, learning from Southland teachers.
And I'm so glad that I didn't turn my back and say I couldn't accept the challenge, because I stand here now and I've proven, as well as my peers, that we excelled and we did the best that we could.
The strong should take care of the weak. The students of today are the leaders of tomorrow. We are a family-oriented school. Anything worth doing is worth doing right. Our responsibilities never end. Our education does not end in the classroom.
Becoming role models, leaving a place better than we found it. If you really take hold of those lines and apply it to your life, you could make a profound difference.
Seeing the art program, the band, the chorus, drama, and dance, using it as a vehicle for teaching to present oneself with class and dignity and integrity is of the utmost importance.
My philosophy is always been that there's more than one way to solve a problem, that there isn't one correct way, and that problem solving is a creative process. It's not memorization as much as it is how to attack something.
Ultimately, I'm looking for them to not remember the things that we've read per se, or remember that, you know, Hamlet is a tragedy by Shakespeare, but rather that they can take those skills and then employ them in their lives beyond.
I think really it comes down to Mr. Anderson and Mr. Lane, because they really sit with you and really help you understand, you know, what's going on when it comes to post-high school life and how to understand where you're going and what's the best decision for you.
The goal was very simple. The goal was that we wanted to get all of our young people into a four-year college and university. But in addition to that, we wanted to get the very top of our class, students who were deserving of being in highly selective colleges and institutions. We wanted to be able to help them to access those institutions. It soon became apparent that the kids were very receptive. Over and above that, their parents were very receptive.
Quite a milestone for a group of students. Every member of the graduating class of Southland College Prep in Richton Park has been accepted by colleges and universities. Altogether, they've earned more than $5.5 million in scholarships.
A small high school in the southwest suburbs is helping to change the lives of its students.
Every student, all of you are all in.
Hofstra University.
University of Notre Dame.
Washington University.
Morehouse College.
Yale University.
Yale!
Yes.
And for the third consecutive year, the entire graduating class from Southland College Prep is headed to college. All 109 graduates have been accepted to schools across the country, including 36 of the top 50 ranked United States colleges and universities.
That is amazing.
What a group
Good
of
for
students,
they need
right?
to be honored for that.
Exactly.
That is incredible.
An entire class of graduating seniors has a lot to be proud of.
The class of 2017 is all in.
$25,327,000.
That's how much these college-bound students have been awarded in scholarships to make their dreams a reality.
And the class of 2018 is all in.
Class of 2018 graduates notched $28.2 million in merit-based scholarships. Southland College Prep seniors have secured more than $100 million in scholarships with its first 5 graduating classes.
$100 million is a staggering figure, and it's really a staggering figure for 5 classes for the little engine that could.
You are all in.
The South Suburban High School gets ready for graduation. They have a big reason to celebrate. The entire graduating class got accepted to college.
Another reason to celebrate, this senior class was awarded more than $50 million in merit-based scholarships.
Congratulations. Now, Southland has had 6 graduating classes, and all 6 have had a 100% graduation rate. Way to go.
Wow.
The class of 2020, you are all in.
Circumstances may have forced them apart, but the senior class at Southland College Prep in Richton Park was all in as the school celebrated all 136 students in the class of 2020 heading to college. The class of seniors are the South Suburban Charter High School's 7th graduating class to all be accepted by an institution of higher learning, earning this year collectively nearly $60 million in merit-based scholarships. So far, graduating classes at Southland have racked up over $200 million in scholarship offers.
When historians write about the class of 2020, you know what they're going to say? They achieved despite everything. Not only have we prepared students to go on to college, and we've been able to provide the means, what we've been able to do is to stimulate a sense of hope. I know that it's a little bit old-fashioned, but a sense that the American dream, in the old definition of it, the definition that we had when we were growing up, the American dream, this business of coming to our shores and doing better than those who did before, the American dream can be achieved. And if you ask me how in the future you will define Southland College Prep, it will be about that dream. It would be about that mission. And it would be about the faith that we as a community, as a people have. And simply, that is Southland College Prep.
What is family? This is a question I am certain many have been left to consider amid these unprecedented times of great trial. From the healthcare workers who bravely dedicate their lives to healing their patients, to the many members of the public who quickly assemble to provide food, masks, and support for their communities, we as a people have been forced to reconsider our standards for what constitutes a family. In particular, we have learned that family isn't confined to defined lineages of blood, but instead stems from a basic sense of community and support that can be shared with all. We have also learned that familial support doesn't rely on a physical presence, but rather a spirit of love and unity that isn't bound or restricted by borders or social distancing guidelines. If you need evidence of this, look no further than here, at this very commencement. While not occupying the same room, the class of 2020 spirit remains ever present in the hearts of its members. The experiences we, the Southland community, have participated in demonstrate our unification and our commitment to family, similar to the way in which the Pledge of Allegiance consolidates the American people. Now please rise as we pledge our loyalty to continue to unite ourselves as a country as we recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated.
Beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, God shed His grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. America, America, God shed His grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon and Tochi. Ranked first in his class, along with two other classmates with a solid 4.82 GPA, Tochi is the first of our co-valedictorian speakers. Tochi Ufomba from Madison, Illinois, by way of Nigeria, is a very special and talented 18-year-old. Tochi entered Southland as a gentle, soft-spoken young man. He is leaving us a giant, having clearly defined the boundless nature of his intellectual abilities. While many Southland students have demonstrated their talents verbally, in the arts, in athletics, few, if any, Southland students in history could come close to matching the sheer and unmitigated power of Tochi's writing abilities. He is living proof of what many know and understand as the power of the pen. If you read his essays, his thoughts echo the world-famous African thinkers, Nelson Mandela and Stephen Biko. Tochi has a tremendous thirst for politics and the potential that global policy can change our world for the better. so it comes as no surprise that he intends to major in political science. If you ask him the highlight of his high school career, he will tell you that it was when he worked with his church to execute a mammoth relief mission to his native Nigeria. He spent 2 entire summers preparing for this humanitarian effort and helped coordinate bringing over $50,000 worth of medical and personal supplies to needy families. Tochi has been accepted to some of the nation's most prestigious and selective institutions, including Brown University, the University of Notre Dame, Washington University of St. Louis, and the University of Michigan, and plans to pursue political science at the University of Illinois at Chicago, where he intends to enroll. Good afternoon, and welcome to the commencement for Southland College Prep Charter High School Class of 2020. My name is Dr. Brian Hale. I am Southland's Director of Operations, and it is my honor and privilege to preside over this virtual commencement on behalf of the Board of Education, CEO Dr. Blondean Y. Davis, the administration, and the staff of Southland College Prep Charter High School. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the administration of Southland College Prep, who work tirelessly with students, staff, and parents for the benefits of our students. Mrs. Shalia Blissett, Director of Special Education and Pupil Personnel Services. Mr. Robert Lane, Director of College Admissions and Alumni Relations. Mr. Marvin Talley, Director of Data and Mathematics. Mrs. Cheryl Frazier, Director of Test Education. Mr. Homer Thomas, Athletic Director. Dr. Corey Levy, Executive Assistant to the CEO, Mr. Lee Stanton, Associate Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction, and Dr. Douglas Hamilton, Associate Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction. Now, please join me in recognizing and acknowledging the faculty and staff who have fostered the education of these graduates through remote and e-learning over the past 10 weeks. Thank you for your perseverance and commitment. It is now my pleasure to introduce the second class of 2020 co-valedictorian, Anu Shalola, who will deliver the welcome address. As co-valedictorian of the class of 2020, she has also earned a GPA of 4.82 and is an avid participator in school activities. Anu has been a part of Southland Ambassador Band, National Honor Society, Student Council, and Mono United Nations. Among these activities, she has gone on to obtain several leadership roles, including Trumpet Section Leader and National Honor Society President. In addition, Anu is an Illinois State Scholar, AP Scholar, and CEO Straight A Scholar for 4 years. Beyond school, she takes pride in her work in her community. Anu regularly volunteers with Habitat for Humanity, Animal Welfare League, and Generations at Applewood. She has also attended Brave Camp, a camp in Chicago that mentors young women in the area of coding. Anu has been accepted to 16 schools, including Cornell University, Emory University, and Harvey Mudd University. Ultimately, Anu will be attending Stanford University, where she plans to major in mechanical engineering. Please welcome Anu Shalola.
Not to be a mood dampener, but I must address the elephant in the room. You all are probably somewhere in your pajamas watching this due to the current COVID-19 crisis. Being forever known as the Corona class won't be our best memory, but let's not forget, we have had some great ones. Remember when Caleb Gray was in the hospital and the entire cross-country team got shirts made and made a video in support? Remember when the marching band marched down the steps in brand new uniforms and did an entire performance outside? Remember all the times there wasn't a teacher in the classroom and our greatest idea was to lock the door, turn off the lights, and tell everybody to shut up? No? Okay, well, you'll be sure to remember when the astronaut Michael Massimino visited us, or when Miss Universe visited us. Any recollections? Welcome distinguished guests, parents, administrations, teachers, loved ones, and the pioneers of the graduating class to the 2020 commencement exercise of Southland College Preparatory Charter High School. Family. Wow. This is the first time I actually believe that phrase. It seems that this quarantine break has brought us somewhat closer together. But never mind that now. First, a test to see if each student before me is a true Southland Eagle. Raise your hand if you ever skipped CAS before. Raise your hand if you wanted to transfer schools. Raise your hand if you ever felt cheated by the grading system. Hint, hint, administration, the B range is way too small. Now, raise your hand if you earned over $1 million in scholarships. Congrats, if you raised your hand to majority of those questions, then you are a true Southland Eagle. So it seems like it was all worth it. I mean, who else can say that all of their classmates are going to college, and most of them for free? Everywhere I go, and I'm sure everywhere you all go, people are amazed by Southland College Prep. And as an itty-bitty freshman, I cannot understand why. I mean, we had to wear scratchy and stiff uniforms, we could never be on our phones, and our lunch food was the same type of lunch food that I had been eating since the first grade. Nevertheless, as a senior, I now have to admit that there is something special about our school. And no, it's not the brand new, huge gym that we will never get to play in. It's the people. Birds of a feather flock together. It's a common phrase, and the phrase that I think defines Southland College Prep. We all want to go to college, and our teachers, parents, and administration all want us to as well. That's the secret sauce. I have witnessed the way we all push each other to success, and we don't ever let anyone settle because we all want success, not only for ourselves, but for each other. At the end of the day, you are only as good as your weakest link. Class of 2020. We always knew we were special, not just because we have 2 20s for twice the fun, but because of who we are. We are the class with the sass. We are the class that earned over $60 million in scholarships. We are the class that took on Corona. Congratulations, class of 2020. After us, the world will never be the same.
I see trees of green, red roses too.
Thank you, Mrs. Norman and the Southland Trio. It is a tremendous honor for me to call forward our final class of 2020 co-valedictorian, Micah Drago, who will deliver the farewell address. Ranking number 1 in the class, along with the previous speakers with a 4.82 GPA, Micah has earned 4 CEO Scholar Awards and is an Illinois State Scholar. Micah was a member of the Southland Singers, where she served as section leader and vice president. She was also an active member of the National Honor Society. During her summers, Micah was a servant of the community and spent the past 4 years volunteering at the Rich Township Food Pantry, Franciscan Health in Olympia Fields, Park Forest Public Library, and was a summer tutor at Michelle Obama School of Technology and the Arts. She also participated in the UIC STEM Academy, studying computer science in the summer of 2019. Micah has been accepted to 15 colleges and universities, including Swarthmore College, Smith College, Georgia Institute of Technology, and Harvard College, earning over $1.8 million in scholarships. Micah will attend Stanford University this fall. Although her major is undecided, she plans to have a career in architecture or urban planning. Please welcome Micah Drago.
So this is what it's come to. This is the culmination of 4 years of rigor, 4 years of walking through the doors at 7:25, 3 years of cramming books, bags, and coats into the tiniest of lockers before a small upgrade as seniors, 2 years of dry cleaning blazers, and 1 grueling year of sitting through college meetings, filing the FAFSA, endless applications, all to ultimately be accepted to college. Of course, this isn't an ideal situation, but despite all that this year has given us, the class of 2020 is still the best. Good evening, distinguished guests, parents, administrators, loved ones, teachers, and the 2020 graduating class of Southland College Prep Charter High School Finley. I started high school bald and edgeless, which is a difficult hole to crawl out of. Freshman year, we were thrown into the ever-changing culture of Southland and all of its quirks. We experienced the sweet respite/fever dream that was sophomore year before being thrown into the lion's den junior year. It was ugly, but as always, we rose again in August 2019 for one more round. The building changed with us, adding classrooms, a glorified band room, and a gymnasium that should be dedicated to the class of 2020. It was a strange time to be in high school, 2016 to 2020, but we made it through every house project, catapult, and capstone. Iconic. And with each year, my hair grew. We've heard countless stories of those that came before us. The ones that took control of their futures and overcame the odds. The ones that fell off the wagon and didn't make it. The ones that were virtually perfect all the way through. But now, we are the stories that parents will read about, teachers will talk about, and administrators will use to inspire and threaten future classes. No, we don't all love each other. That would be nearly impossible in a group of 137. Some of us may not even like each other, but we stay connected through our strong faith in ourselves and in each other. We don't shy away from challenges, and we all want to see each other succeed. We thrive on healthy competition, relishing in our victories and learning from our failures. If there's anything I've learned from ACT prayer circles, is that deep down, we do care. We care, our families care, the parents, teachers, and faculty care. And now we transition from being boring seniors to annoying alumni. Oh, how the turntables. The class of 2020 knows late nights. 11:59 has become ingrained in our brains. Years from now, we'll be telling children about how we went to school for 9, 10, 11, 12, or 14 hours a day, as we gave time to do the clubs and activities that we loved. We know that classes never end, from summer sessions to Saturday master classes. The Southland class of 2020 is full of personality and ambition. We speak up about the issues that are important to us. We are career-driven and creative, aspiring lawyers, politicians, architects, engineers, nurses, doctors, on top of being SoundCloud rappers, YouTubers, TikTokers, actors, models, and musicians. That's the Southland culture in a nutshell. We took advantage of the amazing opportunities and continue to kick down more doors. And while my hair is longer, some of ours is shorter, but most of our hair is healthier and more defined than ever before. So while this chapter of our life is finally coming to a close, we are more than prepared for the next one. Congratulations, class of 2020. Big things are coming for us.
It is now my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Senator Dick Durbin. Senator Durbin, a Democrat from Springfield, is the 47th U.S. Senator from the state of Illinois, the state's senior senator, and the convener of Illinois' bipartisan congressional delegation. Durbin also serves as the Democratic Whip, the second highest ranking position among the Senate Democrats. Senator Durbin has been elected to this leadership post by his Democratic colleagues every 2 years since 2005. Elected to the U.S. Senate on November 5th, 1996, and re-elected in 2002, 2008, and 2014, Durbin fills the seat left vacant by the retirement of his longtime friend and mentor, U.S. Senator Paul Simon. Durbin sits on the Senate Judiciary, Appropriations, Agriculture, and Rules Committees. He is the ranking member of the Judiciary Committee's Subcommittee on Immigration and the Appropriations Committee's Defense Subcommittee. Please welcome our 2020 Southland College Prep Charter High School Commencement Speaker, Senator Dick Durbin.
Graduates, families, friends, congratulations. What an amazing Southland College Prep class of 2020. You know, it was 6 years ago I had the honor of delivering the commencement address at the first ever graduate class of Southland College Prep. I remember reading all about the accomplishments of that class of 2014 and thinking to myself, this is an amazing group of students. How could anybody compare? How will other classes compare with these scholars? You know, that class of 2014 had a 100% college acceptance rate, and they earned a combined $7.5 million in merit-based scholarships. Amazing. But you did surpass them. This class of 2020 couldn't be prouder of what you've achieved. Not only all of you are all in, 100% college acceptance rate, I understand, and this is amazing, all told, you received $56 million in merit-based scholarship offers. That's incredible. And you got to this point because of your hard work, not just studying, but determination. You are, each of you, an inspiration. I know many of you are also working to make life better for others through community organizations and charities, and bless you for doing that. I understand that all three of your class valedictorians are first-generation Americans. Well, my mom was an immigrant to this country, and I'm so proud of the fact that she came here, sacrificed, and gave me a chance. When I heard about your GPAs, 4.85, my mom would have said, why didn't you get those good grades, Dick? And why didn't you treat the people in your class a little better and not get in trouble with teachers once in a while? I wish that I were there in the audience with you and all the people you love so that I could cheer you as you walk across the stage in your cap and gown and receive your diploma. You deserve it. But those are not the times we live in because of this coronavirus. Many people are worried about the future and being very careful about their health, as they should be. When I look at you, though, I know that our future's in good hands. You're tomorrow's scientists, engineers, doctors, researchers, writers, inventors, entrepreneurs, and dreamers. You can remake this world so that it's better, safer, healthier, more prosperous, and more just for everybody. You're the record breakers, the history makers. Congratulations again, class of 2020. Be proud. You've earned it.
Thank you, Senator Durbin. We will now hear a selection from the Southland High School Legacy Choir under the direction of Dr. Sterling Culp and Mrs. Elizabeth Norman Sojourner.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid.
Just as long as you stand by me.
So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, and the mountain should crumble to the sea. I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear.
Just as long as you stand by me.
Stand by me.
So darling, darling,
Stand by me. Stand by me. Oh, stand. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me.
stand by me when the road gets tough. Stand by me when the way gets tough.
Stand by me when I need a friend.
Stand by me through the thick and thin.
Please stand by
Stand by me.
Oh, stand, hear my plea. Just stand by me.
Just stand
by me. Stand by me.
Stand by me.
Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me.
Stand by me.
Stand by me.
Whenever you're in trouble, won't you?
Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me.
At this time, please welcome Mr. Homer Thomas, Southland's athletic director, who will be followed by a special presentation for the class of 2020.
Thank you, Dr. Hill. In preparing our students for life, CEO Dr. Davis envisioned a critical twofold process. One, preparing our students academically with the most rigorous and exemplary educational challenges and experiences available today. And two, assisting all of our students and their families in building a financial portfolio that will enable them to complete their dreams and aspirations as a college graduate. In believing in Dr. Davis's vision, a number of our community partners have stepped up to provide financial scholarships for our graduates. Today, I will highlight 4 of them. The first is the Southland Parents Teacher Student Organization. The PTSO will award 3 scholarships today to deserving students. The first PTSO scholarship is a $500 grant. The recipient of that grant is Sienna Kirk. Congratulations, Ms. Kirk. The second PTSO award is a $750 grant. And the recipient of this grant award is Alvalyn Dixon. Congratulations, Ms. Dixon. And the third PTSO award is a $1,000 grant. And the recipient of that grant is Jordan Hicks. Congratulations, Ms. Hicks. And congratulations to all of the PTSO recipients. Tim Barnes is a 2016 graduate of Southland College Prep. Tim was a leader of the Southland Eagles basketball team and earned a basketball scholarship to Beloit College. Tim's play at Beloit helped him become the first Southland graduate to become a professional basketball player on any level. Tim is a firm believer in giving back. And so, Mr. Barnes is awarding a $1,000 scholarship to a Southland Scholar athlete. The athlete must excel in academics, athletics, and giving back. The recipient of the Tim Barnes Athletic Scholarship Grant for 2020 is Michael Humphreys II. Since its inception in 1908, the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated has been a monumental influence on the lives of women all over the world. Locally, our community partner, the Lambda Tau chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, sponsors the Hidden Figures Award to encourage a Southland graduate who has excelled in math and science to continue in the study of mathematics and/or science. The faculty members of Southland nominate and write a strong recommendation for each of the candidates they nominate. And this year, the recipient of the $2,500 Lambda Tau chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated Hidden Figures Award for 2020 is Mary Robinson. Congratulations, Ms. Robinson. Mr. Ronald Blackstone was a determined visionary with an entrepreneurial spirit. As an entrepreneur with a vision, he took a small business and a big dream and turned that business into a multi-million-dollar organization, employing over 800 workers in California and Chicago. Sometimes, against all odds, Mr. Blackstone continually expanded his business to service companies housing over 15 million square feet. He provided janitorial, maintenance, and food services. Mr. Blackstone was a visionary with a big heart for others, while maintaining a strong will to be highly successful. The family of Mr. Blackstone want to encourage students to have visions and incorporate those visions with a plan and a will to succeed. In so doing, the family is providing a $5,000 scholarship grant to deserving students. This year, and by far with the largest, strongest, and tightest competition in Southland history, the recipient of the Ronald Blackstone Scholarship Grant for 2020 is Anu Solor. Thank you, thank you.
Southland College Prep, I want to say congratulations on your 2020 graduation. Like I said before, I know this is Corona, but don't you let that discourage you. I want you to get your cap and gown. Hell, I want you to get out there and celebrate yourself, because if you work hard, you should play hard. You've earned this, so you deserve to celebrate yourself, and we celebrate you. So congratulations from me, J Hood, to you. Oh, and Fred Nelson.
At this time, please welcome Mr. Ron Bean, Southland's Board President.
Graduates, honored guests, faculty, and administrators, I know what you require from a speaker, brevity, and I shall not fail you in this respect. My speech in part was drafted but never delivered. Just a decade ago, we opened this school with the intention of building an institution focused on excellence, and I feel confident saying that as we celebrate 10 years, this class is the personification of our wildest ambitions. Southland College Preparatory High School class of 2020 accomplishments are remarkable by any measure. Graduates, the roster of high-profile, nationally recognized colleges and universities where you have been accepted or plan to enroll is more than impressive. 2 of our valedictorians are accepted to enroll in Stanford University, along with graduates attending 5 of the 8 Ivy League schools, with many more graduates attending high selective nationally recognized universities and distinguished liberal arts colleges, with others attending HBCUs. It's worth noting that 24 members of this class were offered $1 million or more. 7 students were offered $2 million or more, and 2 received $4 million. So this class of 2020 was offered a total of $60 million in merit-based scholarships, a handsome recognition for all your hard work. I have chosen to speak about your ancestors, not of course your biological ancestors, about whom I know nothing, but your spiritual ancestors. To be specific, I want to tell you about 2 groups of people who lived many years ago, but whose influence is still with us. They are very different from each other, representing opposite values and traditions. The first group lived about 2,500 years ago in a place which we now call Greece, in a city they called Athens. We know a great deal about their accomplishments. They were the first people to develop a complete alphabet and therefore became the first truly literate population on Earth. They invented the idea we call political democracy. They invented what we call philosophy, and they invented what we call logic and rhetoric. They came close to inventing what we call science, and one of them conceived of the atomic theory of matter 2,300 years before it occurred to any modern scientist. They composed and sang epic poems of unsurpassed beauty and insight. They wrote and performed plays that almost 3 millennia later still have the power to make audiences laugh and weep. They even invented what we call today the Olympics. Among their values, none stood higher than in all things one should strive for excellence. They believed in reason, beauty, moderation, and they invented a word with the idea which we now know as ecology. About 2,000 years ago, the vitality of their culture declined, and these people began to disappear. But not what they had created. Their imagination, art, politics, literature, and language spread over the world so that today it's hardly possible to speak on any subject without repeating something that Athenians said on the matter some 2,500 years ago. The second group of people lived in the place we now call Germany and flourished about 1,700 years ago. We called them Visigoths. They were very spectacular good horsemen, which is about the only pleasant thing history can say of them. They were ruthless and brutal. Their language lacked subtlety and depth. Their art was crude and even grotesque. They swept down through Europe, destroying everything in their path, and they overran the Roman Empire. There was nothing a Visigoth liked better than to burn a book, smash a building, or desecrate works of art. From the Visigoths, we have no poetry, no theater, no logic, no science, no humane politics. Like the Athenians, the Visigoths also disappeared, but not before they had ushered in a period known as the Dark Ages. It took almost 1,000 years to recover from the Visigoths. The Visigoths and the Athenians still survive, and they do so through us in ways in which we conduct our lives. There are people whose way of looking at the world reflects the way of the Athenians, and there are those whose way is the way of the Visigoths. To be an Athenian or Visigoth is to organize your life around a set of values. To be an Athenian, it is to hold knowledge, and especially the quest for knowledge, in high esteem. To contemplate, to reason, to experiment, to question. To a Visigoth, the quest for knowledge is useless unless it can help you earn money or gain power over other people. To be an Athenian is to cherish language because you believe it to be humankind's most precious gift. To a Visigoth, one word is as good as another. One sentence is indistinguishable from another. Athenians place great value on tradition, social restraint, and continuity. Bad manners are acts of violence against the social order. The modern Visigoths think of themselves as the center of the universe. Tradition exists for their own convenience. Good manners are a burden, and history is merely what is in yesterday's newspaper. Athenians take an interest in public affairs and the improvement of public behavior. The ancient Athenians had a word for people who did not. The word was idotes, from which we get the word idiot. A modern Visigoth is interested only in his own affairs and has no sense of the meaning of community. Athenians prepare their imagination through learning and experience. There is no measure of artistic excellence except popularity to a Visigoth. What catches the fancy of the multitude is good. Like the rest of us, you must be on one side or the other. You must be an Athenian or a Visigoth. Of course, it's much harder to be an Athenian, for you must learn how to be one. You must work at being one. Whereas in all things, natural-born Visigoths. This is why there are so many more Visigoths than Athenians. And by the way, you do not become an Athenian by attending school or accumulating academic degrees. I know physicians, lawyers, and engineers who are Visigoths of an unmistakable persuasion. And so whether you are aware of it or not, the purpose you have been having at Southland was to give you a glimpse and an interest in the way of the Athenians. We cannot know in this day how many of you will choose that way and how many will not. You can have no higher compliment that in the future it will be reported that among your graduating class, the Athenians vastly outnumbered the Visigoths. Graduates, I will tell you this, in which I shall close. An Athenian sits among us. Dr. Davis is our modern-day Athenian. I leave you with a question. What path do you choose? Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2020.
Thank you, Mr. Bean. Dr. Davis, I am honored at this time to present diplomas to the class of 2020.
Thank you, Dr. Hale. On behalf of the Illinois State Board of Education and the Board of Southland College Prep, I accept your recommendation and I authorize you to begin the distribution of diplomas. Thank you.
Micah Drygo, attending Stanford University.
Micah has a multitude of interests, including architecture, music, choral, and language. She will miss the camaraderie of singing with her classmates at Southland performances and hopes to find a similar connection in college. Been forced with a tough decision to choose between Stanford, Harvard, Spelman, and Swarthmore. As always, she stated, it was easy.
Anu Oluwapo Solola, attending Stanford University.
Anu will major in mechanical engineering, where she can combine her creativity with her math and science skills. Her favorite memory was her role in student council's execution of a surprise birthday party for one of her favorite teachers, Mr. Fillmore.
Tochi Ufomba, attending the University of Illinois at Chicago.
Majoring in political science, Tochi believes that he can help enable policies that will improve our country and our world. His favorite memory at Southland was meeting Columbia engineer and NASA astronaut Dr. Michael Massimino, who presented on his achievements despite the setbacks he faced along the way.
Kai Adami, attending Illinois Institute of Technology.
Kai is living the dream and is very excited to major in architecture at one of America's finest tech universities.
Taylor Adams, attending the University of Louisville.
Taylor leaves for college to become a lawyer. She believes she can contribute to impacting systemic change and eliminate racial disparities, not only in the criminal justice system, but employment, education, and healthcare. She cannot wait to join organizations and movements to soak up knowledge and learn more about herself in the process.
Caleb Addison, attending the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff.
Caleb will study finance and music. As a man of many interests, we look forward to seeing his talents emerge and expand on a collegiate level. His favorite memory was when his basketball team won on senior night and his fellow teammates drenched the seniors in water.
Farida Adebayo, attending Indiana State University.
Farida's pathway leads to healthcare. She will miss how volleyball made the worries and stress of life disappear. She can't wait for the exciting experiences that await her in a large collegiate environment. She appreciates Southland staff for the tough love, dedication, and those great conversations with Dr. Hill.
Opeyemi Abazolo Adishioye, attending the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign.
Opey will major in health science. She's most looking forward to having new experiences and discovering more about herself in the process. She wants her classmates to know that there's a special place in her heart for those who took the entire 4-year journey with her, and she hopes that your paths cross again.
Emeka Ajure, attending Benedictine University.
Emeka will be a star scholarship basketball player in college and looks forward to being one of the world's finest dentists someday. His favorite Southland memory? When he led the young sophomore team in beating every grade and staff team in the annual student versus staff basketball tournament.
Ariel Anderson, attending Dominican University.
Inspired by Ben Carson, Ariel will major in neuroscience. Already a published author, her favorite memories were being attached at the hip with her best friend Jalen and terrorizing the counseling offices with their wacky antics. She's eager to grow as an intellectual in college, but equally motivated to seek Christian organizations to strengthen her relationship with God.
Julianne Atwood, attending the University of Missouri, Columbia.
Julianne is a talented tennis athlete and string instrument enthusiast, but she sees her future area in marketing and communications. After participating in several pre-collegiate programs, she learned a great deal about herself and how college is such an invigorating environment to follow your passions.
Oluwasheye Ayamalowo, attending the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign.
Sheye is a consummate businessman. He will study commerce and economics to find his place in the world. He will always have fond memories of cross-country and track, specifically the thrill of victory and agony of defeat. He cannot wait to attend a large-scale university to test his limits.
Abizola Badeo, attending Eastern Illinois University.
Abby Sola is a young woman dedicated to becoming an incredible pediatric nurse someday. Just in the same way that total strangers at Hope Children's Hospital saved her life, she hopes to pay it forward. She thanks her family and friends for supporting her endeavors through high school.
Kennedy Bates, attending Knox College.
Kennedy will major in architecture, inspired by Mr. Fillmore's famous house project. Her favorite memories from Southland were the end-of-year festivities, particularly those with her beloved anime club.
Kayla Bean, attending the University of Indianapolis.
Kayla is determined to transform her love for animals into a profession. She aims to serve in some capacity in veterinary science, to work in a kennel, lab, or health clinic to help pets become healthy and happy. She thanks her family for the undying support.
Karen Rhea Blair, attending Kansas City Art Institute.
Karen will study animation in college and dreams of helping produce animated film. Her fondest memories were the end-of-day photo sessions with her friends. She thanks her family and her friends for helping her come out of her shell in high school, and the support has been wonderful. She will cherish every memory.
Frederick Blatz, attending Harrisburg University of Science and Technology.
Frederick is forever committed to all things tech. His major interests have leapfrogged from computer science to computer programming to computer engineering. Whatever path he takes, one thing is certain: he will do it his way. Frederick is forever grateful to the support he's always received from his family.
Trinaya Bracey, attending Illinois State University.
Trinaya will major in biology or perhaps business, but is waiting to see and explore more in college to determine her short and long-term future. In either case, we know she's a sound investment on the road to success.
Mercedes Bryant, attending Eastern Illinois University.
Mercedes will study fine arts in college because that's her passion and where she is most talented. She will truly miss the debates in Mr. Hogan's class, but looks forward to learning more about herself as an adult collegian.
Piari Burns, attending Lewis University.
Piari wants to help others. Currently, she's debating on a career in nursing or child psychology. Fortunately, she plans to take courses in both areas to get her feet wet and find her way. Her memories include spending time with friends and working after school, and she thanks her mom for being her greatest inspiration and biggest supporter.
Roderick Carbons, attending the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
Rod is a man of diverse interests, so he's elected to enter college undeclared, a perfect choice for a brilliant mind such as his. He will miss the hilarious moments participating in Model UN, and he appreciates all the support that his family has provided him along the way.
Anisha Clark, attending Kendall College.
Anisha has taken the full 4 years to really identify what makes her happy and plans on taking her talents to do just that in culinary school, where she can use her creativity to make others happy.
Jalen Collins, attending Lincoln College.
Jalen is undecided and has many interests, especially in engineering and music production. He thanks everyone for their support over the last 4 years, as he's finally proud to say that he made it.
Jaslyn Copeland, attending Illinois State University.
Jaslyn will major in psychology and minor in criminology. Her favorite memory at Southland was Spirit Week and all the games and activities which were such a departure from the norm. She's looking forward to hands-on research in college and gives all credit and love to her grandmother, who motivated her to perform at her best and is eternally grateful for providing everything she could ever ask and more.
Anthony Cruz, attending Moraine Valley College.
Inspired by his dad, Anthony has his eyes set on a career in criminal justice. Whether it's cybersecurity or law enforcement, he plans on working hard and following the path of his family, whom he respects deeply.
Danye Davis, attending Illinois State University.
Danye will major in psychology so she can learn more about the why behind reason. Danye shares that while she's looking forward to meeting new people in college, she will always remember and cherish those senior memories, especially the infamous lunchtime rap battles.
Ryan Davis, attending the University of San Francisco.
Ryan looks to explore engineering and business on the undergraduate level to find his path, and Southland looks forward to seeing him on the cover of Fortune magazine one day soon.
Trinity Davis, attending the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign.
Trinity will study animal science and technology. The little moments were the times at Southland for her, especially when she just had the opportunity to dance with her friends during Spirit Week. She urges her classmates to remember, stay positive, GVO, good vibes only.
Alvalyn Rose Dixon, attending Tufts University.
Specializing in child psychology, Alvalyn wants to deliver brighter futures for the youth. In college, she's eager to get out of her comfort zone and wants to thank all of her friends and family for believing in her and providing an endless tunnel of unconditional support.
Aja Imani Edwards, attending Illinois State University.
Asia will explore human development in college. She hopes to stay in touch with her Southland friends while making new ones. Asia truly appreciates the unconditional support from her mother, friends, and family throughout this journey, and she loves you all.
Lanaya Ephraim, attending the University of Southern California.
Lanaya will major in biomedical engineering. While she helps discover a treatment for infertility, she will also prioritize social outlets to fuel her mind, creativity, and well-being. As Southland's resident fashionista athlete, she has fond memories on the volleyball court led by the legendary Coach Red, who always believed in her leadership. Most of all, she thanks her mother for being her rock and inspiration. Her mom is her everything.
Joseph Farr Thomas, attending Langston University.
Joseph has decided to enter college undecided to explore his intellectual side. A star Southland athlete, the positivity and good humor he shared with his classmates and teammates will be greatly missed by all. He credits his extended family and the grace of God for guiding him along the way, with a big shout out to his mom on this day.
Donnell Dion Farrow, attending Morehouse College.
Majoring in business administration, Donnell urges his fellow classmates to stay true to themselves and remember, the best person to have in your corner is yourself. You can't take care of anything if you can't take care of you.
Ariana Ferguson, attending Illinois State University.
Ariana will major in business management. She looks forward to being regarded as an adult in college. She wants to thank her family and friends to help her grow as a person, but a special recognition to her sister Angelica, who's not only her sister, but her very best friend.
Kayla Fletcher, attending the University of Virginia.
Kayla will study entrepreneurship in college and will enjoy the opportunities to make lifelong friendships and make great connections. She reminds her fellow classmates that the work is never done. Keep pushing for something greater.
Kyra Fletcher, attending the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
Kyra will study the sciences en route to a career in dermatology. She plans to be the woman who cures eczema. Her favorite memory was attending the jam-packed 100 Black Men College Fair and meeting so many like-minded teenagers on their journey to college and their futures.
Regina Foster, attending Northern Illinois University.
Regina's fondest memories were at the dance practices after a long day of school. For her, it was a way to express herself and enjoy time with her friends in a different context. The dance group became her family. She'll forever love Miss Chapman, Mr. Davis, and her entire family who helped build her confidence and made her never doubt herself. She'll study marketing in college.
Malik Jamal Fountain, attending Columbia University.
Malik will major in mechanical engineering with dreams of becoming a real-life Tony Stark, forging new grounds in the area of prosthetic research and innovation. As a leader in Southland athletics, fine arts, and service, he'll be greatly missed, but his competitive spirit and practice of leading by example will live on through those of whom he's left an indelible impression. His message to classmates is short and sweet. You got this.
Gia Fox, attending Miami-Dade College.
Gia will study biology, as her goal is to become a neonatal nurse. Her best memories include passionate discussions with her friends about Juice WRLD and going off to college. But her fondest memory was the moments she stepped out onto the court for her final home volleyball game. Gia thanks her family and friends for preparing her for the next chapter in sunny Florida.
April Freeman, attending Colorado Mesa University.
April plans on studying psychology and biology on a pathway to a career in forensic or mortuary science. April will miss her teachers and friends who supported her along the way. She's truly thankful of her immediate and extended family who've always been in her corner and put structures in place for her to be successful.
Michael Hunter Fulton, attending the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
Michael is a brilliant thinker who dabbles in everything from philosophy, astrophysics, music, and social justice. He's proud to be a community organizer, helping start a student help initiative and also helping found Southland's mock trial team. Following in the path of Barack Obama and Harvey Milk, we foresee him as a maverick Supreme Court justice, providing over cases that will impact jurisprudence forever.
Chandler Furness, attending Marquette University.
Chandler will never forget how she enjoyed the challenges of freshman biology with Miss Hollowich and looks forward to the independence and challenges of college. She thanks her village that helped care for her every step of the way.
Janiyah Garrison, attending Southern Illinois University Edwardsville.
Janiyah will study biology in her path and quest to become a nurse. She'll miss her friends and teachers at Southland, but looks forward to the next chapter and is confident in her success.
Naila Garza, attending the University of Virginia.
Naila will major in nursing. Her favorite memory at Southland isn't a specific moment in time, but rather a feeling of warmth from so many different moments with friends. Running down the halls together, convening in the counseling offices, lunchrooms, and parking lots. Laughing and crying together in a place where she truly felt she belonged is what she'll remember most.
Ashanti Gross, attending Lawrence Technological University.
Ashanti is interested in architecture and engineering. While this year didn't end the way she had planned, it hasn't stopped her from her mission to move on to her next chapter and grow as a young woman. She appreciates the support from her family and friends every step of the way.
Christopher Gross, attending Eastern Illinois University.
Chris will study sports management, but also has plans with vested interests in sound engineering and real estate. After a thorough college exploration process, he is extremely excited about becoming a master of several disciplines in college and finding success. What he'll miss most is his Southland basketball family.
Aaliyah Halford, attending Michigan State University.
Majoring in biology and English, Aaliyah cannot wait to find her path. She's looking forward to the big college experience and discovering more about herself in the process.
Derek Harper Stewart, attending Bryant and Stratton College.
Derek is undecided as a major, but the one thing that he's not undecided about is how excited he is to enroll in college and take many courses that will help him identify a career. As a star member of the Southland track and cross country teams, those times will forever dwell in his memories.
Jameer Adam Harris, attending Parkland College.
Jameer plans to study architecture and design to harness his creative spirit and longing to create things. He'll miss his friends at Southland, but welcomes the new ones that will join him in his quest for a college degree.
L'Oreal Harris, attending the School of the Art Institute of Chicago.
L'Oreal will major in photography. Her favorite memory was being appointed varsity captain of the Southland girls bowling team. She's most looking forward to being able to dive deeply into her intended area of study in the fine arts.
Trinity Harris, attending Drake University.
All cliches aside, Trinity will change the world by majoring in international relations. Her fondest memories were traveling with her mock trial team. From the state competition to the huge pillow fights with Danier, Kenneth, and Josh, those are the memories she'll never forget.
Brianna Alexis Hayes, attending Prairie State College.
Brianna will major in psychology. She looks forward to joining clubs and other activities in college that will keep her focused and motivated. At Southland, she dreamed it, believed it, and achieved it. And now she says, I'm just going to keep swimming.
Kayla Hester, attending Dartmouth College.
While visiting Dartmouth College, Kayla's tour guide steered her into identifying quantitative social science as her future major. In addition to making so many creative, funny, and kind peers at Southland, her best memory was when the school screened Hidden Figures together and speaking to a Chicago Tribune reporter about how it inspired her.
Jordan Hicks, attending the University of Virginia.
Jordan has planetary-sized ambitions as she plans to double major in mechanical and aerospace engineering. While meeting new friends in college and diving into her studies, her goal is to have an impact inside and outside the Earth's atmosphere. If anyone ends up becoming an astronaut from the class of 2020, everyone knows it'll be Jordan.
Jeremiah Hudson Davis, attending Joliet Junior College.
Jeremiah is interested in technology, more specifically in the area of cybersecurity. He's considered Southland a home away from home, a place where he can express himself fully and continue his shenanigans. His memories of performing at Southland concerts will forever remain dear to him, and he thanks the Southland teachers and staff for never giving up on him.
Joshua Michael Hughes, attending Howard University.
Josh will double major in computer science and communications. He will miss Southland dearly. He wants to thank his family for taking him in and showering him with love and support, which fueled his self-determination and confidence. He feels blessed every day for having them in his life.
Kayla Hughes, attending Prairie State College.
Kayla is a woman of many interests. She may become a skilled obstetrician. She may become a plastic surgeon. But in either case, she's ready to enjoy the freedom of choice in college and find the best path for herself. She'll miss Southland dearly, but is definitely ready for her next chapter.
Michael Humphrey II, attending the University of Kentucky.
A Southland golf star and prolific dancer, Michael will enjoy a major in equine studies due to his passion for horses. His fondest memories were outdoor lunches during senior year. His message to his friends: while I can't wait to experience the college dream, I love you all, especially those in Coronication. You stuck with me and always had my back. Mikey out.
Dane Paul Humphreys II, attending Eastern Illinois University.
Dane will protect and serve as he envisions a path in law enforcement. He credits his experiences in cross country as he learned from Coach Haynes and his teammates that daily hard work and dedication leads to better outcomes. He thanks Southland teachers and administrators for encouraging him through the tough times. Most of all, Dane thanks his dad, mom, and siblings for standing by his side.
Koran Amir Hunter, attending Kentucky State University.
Koran will study business in college. He will always remember the experiences and excitement of competition as a star member of Southland Athletics.
Chinamelam Ilebunam, attending Emory University.
Chinamelam will major in software engineering as a part of a superpowered subset of young women who code at Southland. She will take her love of Afrobeat and deep pride of her cultural legacy with her to college to ensure that she educates others while she is being educated herself.
Malachi Jackson, attending the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff.
Malachi will major in psychology and sports management. In combining the two, he plans to situate himself in careers that cater to his interests and passions.
Courtney Elizabeth James, attending Eastern Illinois University.
Courtney plans on majoring in forensics to potentially become a world-famous CSI. She will always remember the great times at Southland, including her various high school shenanigans and lunchtime pizza conferences with her sister Genesis and Mr. Lane.
Khalil Jefferson, attending New York University.
Khalil will enter college undecided, a smart move for a brilliant young man. Coming to Southland new to the area, he appreciates how he was welcomed by new friends, but allowed to remain true to who he was as an individual. As a relative to the legendary Malcolm X, Khalil will make an impact on the world by any means necessary.
Lauren Jenkins, attending the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
Lauren will major in computer and electrical engineering. Her favorite memory was competing in the state competition for group interpretation with her speech and forensics team during junior year. Her confidence has skyrocketed and will never come down as she moves on to college.
Autumn Nicole Johnson, attending Johns Hopkins University.
Autumn will major in biology because of how teachers from Mr. Cofield to Miss Euler have made science her favorite subject. While all things freshman year encapsulate her favorite times in high school, she's looking forward to exploring the world via a world-class institution.
Savion Johnson, attending Jackson State University.
Savion will major in political science, inspired by one of his heroes, Bernie Sanders. Some of his fondest memories revolve around the larger-than-life concert performances and his special trombone solos. He wishes his classmates all the best and wants to thank his family for believing in him. He loves you all, and as the first in his family to go directly to college after high school, he will represent you well.
Parnell Jones Jr., attending Xavier University of Louisiana.
Parnell will major in hospitality management. Southland will miss his cavalier personality and is confident that he will bring his unique energy to his next destination.
Michael Jordan, attending Alabama A&M University.
Michael is fascinated by the area of mechanical engineering. He plans on taking lessons learned at Southland as a blueprint for success. He assures us all, Southland is definitely not the last dance for him.
Jalen Kendrick, attending the University of Rochester.
Jalen plans to tap into his creative passions by studying architecture. To be a Golden Apple recipient was the highlight of his high school career, as he was humbled and proud to be recognized for the work ethic that he plans to take with him to college. Jalen urges his fellow classmates to use college to find your passion.
Sienna Kirk, attending New York University.
Sienna will major in film and intends to follow in the path of Ava DuVernay, Lena Waithe, and Issa Rae as an accomplished African-American female director and writer. She will miss her band family and all of her friends at Southland and credits her family for supporting her in pursuit of her dreams.
Brandon Lawson, attending Southern Illinois University Edwardsville.
Brandon will major in computer science, inspired by his older brother. The tender moments with friends, just laughing and joking over lunch, will be what he misses most. He wishes everyone success and will keep his eyes on the news and the internet, as he anticipates so many of his classmates will become famous.
Ariel Lee, attending Langston University.
Ariel is a young woman who is perfectly comfortable with the path finding her. Entering college undecided, she will take advantage of the flexibility to explore courses and take in the rich spirit of college life to forge her future. She will miss the family atmosphere and fun moments at Southland.
Genesis Lee, attending St. Augustine's University.
Genesis will major in nursing and minor in business. Her favorite Southland memory was taking photos on the 50-yard line of Notre Dame's Rockne Stadium, a place millions have seen, but few on earth ever get a chance to stand. She encourages and reminds her classmates that they've made it through one of the toughest times ever, proving how destined they are for doing great things.
Marcella Lee, attending Columbia College, Chicago.
Marcella wants to take the dream of fashion and design and make it a way of life, thanks to college. She will miss how supported and how welcoming Southland has been for her, and she will take that spirit with her to college, as that's how she learns the best.
Isaiah Lewis, attending Prairie State College.
Isaiah sees a future for himself in the area of communications, specifically in the production side of audio and video. A career in that area would be a dream come true for him. Isaiah will miss all of his friends who he's laughed and enjoyed all the great times that are high school.
Joshua Lloyd, attending the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
Joshua has a multitude of interests: music, education, business, finance, and economics. He is so excited to attend a large university to help fuel all those interests to learn even more. While Southland has provided a great springboard, he feels that he's ready for the big time.
Jalen Love, attending the University of Arizona.
Jalen will major in nursing because she is inspired by her mother and sister, both in the field. Her favorite memories at Southland include roaming the hallways with her dear friend Ariel, always on time for class, and visiting Mr. Lane's office together. Her message to her classmates is short but sweet. Until we meet again, bye.
Precious Mambo, attending the University of Illinois at Chicago.
Already published a book that raises funds for the children of Cameroon, Precious will major in biochemistry. Her favorite Southland memories were the band trips downtown that really made her feel a part of one big family.
Kenneth Amari McLean, attending Syracuse University.
A descendant of great leaders like Thurgood Marshall and W.E.B. Du Bois, Kenneth is a big thinker who will major in philosophy and political science. His fondest memories are the small moments with his classmates and closest friends, and the big moments in cross country and track and field. He's confident that his records will stand forever.
Elumine McClurklin, attending the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
El will major in political science. Some of his fondest memories were after school in Chess and Games Club, where there were times where the laughter was simply non-stop. He's looking forward to self-determining elements of college where he can choose how to structure his own time. His message to classmates: recognize how amazing you are as an individual, and don't blend into a crowd to simply survive or be liked.
Tyler McCamey, attending Tougaloo College.
Tyler will major in computer science. He credits Southland for helping him explore the many sides of himself as he ventures into manhood in college.
Asia Simone McLemore, attending Claremont McKenna College.
Asia will major in psychology. Her favorite day at Southland was College Day, where the seniors enjoyed a college campus simulation while the rest of the school were taking practice SAT exams. She's looking forward to a new beginning away from home to grow and mature into the woman she is destined to be. Asia urges the most historic class in Southland history to go out and continue to make more history.
Ashley Meeke, attending Vanderbilt University.
Ashley will study international business and marketing and looks forward to studying abroad and intramural sports with her future classmates. Her message to family and friends: thank you for the positive thoughts, thank you for believing in me, and I love every one of you deeply. She reminds the class of 2020, never let your schooling interfere with your education.
Deja Alexis Mitchell, attending Tougaloo College.
Deja will major in nursing, but intends to follow a non-traditional path by leveraging her studies to become a doula. This fits her personality and immeasurable sense of care about people. She wants to thank her entire family for supporting her through high school and encouraging her to reach for the stars through the college application process.
Isaiah Adams Morton, attending Illinois State University.
Isaiah will study psychology and minor in theater. His fondest memories were discovering the performer within himself through the Southland Speech and Forensics team.
Marcus Jamar Myrick, attending the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
Marcus's finest memories involve his cherished drumsticks, which have a significant personal meaning to him. While his journey has been challenging, it has only made him stronger and prouder of his accomplishments. And he is truly excited to forge his path studying computer engineering at one of the world's finest Tier 1 research universities.
Kenneth Nichols, attending Eastern Illinois University.
Kenneth plans to study mechanical engineering. He looks forward to hitting the ground running on the college level and becoming a young adult.
Kennedy Noyes, attending the University of Illinois at Chicago.
Kennedy will major in chemistry and wants to play an integral part in cancer research. Through community service, her work with the NAWS Humane Society over the summers illustrates to her the power of science and care and how they combine to make our world a better place.
Ayotunde Oladipo, attending Texas Southern University.
Ayo plans to study biology in college. Attending a school in Houston will place her in a position to take advantage of the largest medical hub of any city in America. She thanks her family for continuing to support her as she follows her dreams.
Emmanuel Omovier, attending DePaul University.
Emmanuel is destined to do great things in the area of business. While majoring in finance, he will follow in the footsteps of his siblings to leave Southland to grow, spread his wings, and fly.
Julian Perez, attending Olivet Nazarene University.
Julian is fascinated by the innovations of technology and feels that cybersecurity is the path for his future. He will miss senior family meetings and the funny moments in class. In college, he hopes to find a similar community where he feels supported to take risks and just be Julian.
Janaya Porter, attending Lewis University.
Janaya will major in biology. She is known for a long time that she wants to become a registered nurse. She is very excited to study nursing at one of the finest pre-nursing programs in Illinois.
Trinity Price, attending Lehigh University.
Trinity will major in English. as she believes that literature is the greatest means to access and enlighten yourself, as well as your perspective on life, people, and culture. Trinity's outlook is eternally optimistic. She knows that her name is in rooms that she hasn't even stepped into yet, so she has no choice but to thrive. She will proudly take her musical chairs trophy from freshman year Spirit Week with her to college.
Thaddeus Qualls, attending Tennessee State University.
Thaddeus will major in music and business. Among his finest memories include serving as the drum major for Southland's band and performing on television for the Thanksgiving Day parade. He reminds his classmates of a fitting quote, "God gives the toughest battles to the strongest soldiers."
Caleb Isaiah Ray, attending Governor State University.
Caleb will forever be known as the class of 2020's greatest survivor. The class will always remember coming together to support him through adversity. He has one goal in mind, to make his family proud, something that everyone knows he will do just marvelously.
Joshua Redfield, attending Jackson State University.
Josh will major in music technology. Armed with a degree in this area, he can follow a path that he's truly passionate about. His favorite Southland memory was visiting the University of Notre Dame, as it was his first time on a college campus and sparked the fire of interest in college life. He looks forward to making lifelong friends and memories in the Deep South.
Solomon Redmond, attending Brookhaven College.
Solomon is fascinated with the area of engineering. In taking his talents to Texas, we cannot wait to see what's in store for him. He will miss all of his Southland teachers, and he loves his parents very much for their undying support.
Jonathan Reynolds, attending Fisk University.
Jonathan will major in psychology and is eager to get started with hands-on research from day one. He's forever grateful for his family and being so supportive of his dreams, and he'll miss the speech and forensics team terribly. Always a kind young man, he hopes to bring the culture of kindness to the family atmosphere of his future HBCU.
Jalea Richardson, attending Knox College.
Jalea will major in computer science and cannot wait to branch out on her own via the college experience. She thanks her friends and family who've always been supportive through the best and even the most challenging of times.
Kenjai Riley, attending Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville.
Kenjai is a man of many interests and investigated many colleges. His rich Southland experiences have prepared him well, and he will study a combination of disciplines around engineering and business. His favorite Southland memory was winning the first ever regional basketball playoff game in Southland history.
Hannah Roberts, attending Texas Southern University.
Hannah will own a private daycare empire one day, so she plans on majoring in early childhood education and business. She credits her parents for providing so much so that she could focus entirely on academics throughout high school. Hannah knows she wouldn't be where she is today without their help and support.
Deontay Robinson, attending Lincoln College.
Deontay will major in business, as he's had aspirations for owning his own retail store since 8 years old. His favorite memory of Southland was the freshman year student versus staff basketball game. In college, he's looking forward to handling his responsibilities as a man and preparing himself for the real world. And for his classmates, he truly hopes you succeed and have all the best in life.
Mary Robinson, attending the University of Virginia.
Mary will major in biology. She states there is nothing more fascinating than the study of life. Her grand achievement was winning a project competition with Donnell, Emmanuel, and Deja. Mary is blessed to have a supportive family, and thanks to her teachers from kindergarten to today, who've always worked with her to provide lessons that will last a lifetime.
Raul Rosas, attending the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
While Raul will leave us to study biological engineering, he firmly believes nothing beats reading to the Matson Elementary students every Thursday through the Real Men Read program. Those experiences demonstrated how he can have an impact on this world. His message to his fellow classmates: anything worth doing is worth overdoing.
Daniel Ross, attending Lincoln College.
Dan will follow a pre-professional track on the path towards becoming a physical therapist. Southland has challenged Daniel, and he appreciates how it's made him stronger and more focused with every passing year.
Jace Rowell, attending Marquette University.
While Jace is not sure if he'll work on people or animals, he aims to study medicine and healthcare. He looks forward to forging a path on his own in college and the challenges that come with it. Jace has enjoyed many moments at Southland, but Miss Holowich's famous catapult project was one of his very favorites.
Aura Sawyers, attending Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville.
Aura is a future builder of things unimagined. Since 9 years old, she has demanded Legos and construction sets for Christmas. Her pathway in STEM will culminate as she pursues a career in civil engineering. As a fan of the hit TV show Property Brothers, we expect them to be consulting with this talented young woman in the near future.
Jordan A. Scott, attending St. Coletta's of Illinois.
Jordan is a woman with an incredible spirit and a genuine love for all people. She's picked the perfect career to pour the love, care, and dedication that makes her unique, and that's in the culinary arts. Don't be a stranger, Jordan. We will miss you.
Maya Scott, attending Indiana University, Purdue University, Indianapolis.
Maya wants to study veterinary medicine and will major in biology. She is most looking forward to making new friends and exploring what awaits her in college.
Ariana Shelton, attending Kentucky State University.
Ari will major in biology and minor in psychology. Her ultimate goal is to chart a course for a career in obstetrics. Her bold personality and take charge attitude will be a great asset to her future HBCU. Her favorite Southland moment is right now, graduating.
Jaden Shelton, attending Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville.
Jaden will major in computer science. His tech teacher sees him as a potential computer hardware engineer, taking the field into an entirely new dimension. While he'll leave behind fond memories at Southland, he's looking forward to the new learning environment and excitement that college will provide on the horizon.
Victor Shockley II, attending Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville.
Victor will study management and marketing to procure a future in the business world. His future is very bright indeed.
Jalen Simmons, attending Prairie State College.
Jalen will pursue a career in marketing. He loves big ideas and creating things, so he's comfortable working for a large corporation or becoming a self-made entrepreneur. He credits Southland as a necessary challenge. While he acknowledged that it was rough, finding himself at the finish line shows just how strong a man he can be.
Roshonda Simmons, attending Dominican University.
Roshonda has many talents: art, design, and writing. Her goal is to find a way to dive deep into these areas and discover more of how she can turn these passions into a career in her next journey after Southland.
Akira Sims, attending Marquette University.
Akira is a future engineer famous for taking risks. Her favorite memory was volunteering in an electricity lab in Miss Holowich's class, which had a very memorable and shocking outcome. But unsurprisingly, she'd do it again in a heartbeat. She can't wait to express herself fully, unleashed onto a college campus.
Tiara Sims, attending the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
Tiara will major in psychology. As a young woman who will be remembered by her classmates as the one person who would always make you feel better about yourself, the entire class is encouraged by her course of study. After 4 years at Southland, Tiara now has the confidence and the intellectual tools to deliver excellence on the next level.
Joshlyn Small, attending the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
Appointed by the people as the president of Southland, it is no surprise Josh will major in political science, concentrating on civic leadership. Josh thanks his classmates for supporting him and pushing him harder to look deeper into his mind and heart. Between his family and friends, he feels like the luckiest person in the world, and he loves you all.
Shalem F. Smart, attending the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
Shalem will major in biochemistry and minor in Japanese. Her favorite times shuttle between the CEO Honors Luncheons and Anime Club. She's most looking forward to studying abroad in Japan to further immerse herself into the language and culture of the region.
Kamari Smith, attending the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
Kamari has participated in rich exploratory programs that helped her discover that her future is in marketing. A young woman no stranger to adversity this year, she is living proof that nothing can stop a scholar from the class of 2020 in the pursuit of their dreams.
Jalen Smith, attending Judson University.
Jalen will major in art with the goal to become an animator. He's looking forward to moving out of his parents' house, playing the trumpet, and forging great new memories. His favorite Southland memories were visiting Notre Dame and visiting Northwestern with his class and with his band, respectively.
Savannah Nicole Taffy, attending the University of Missouri, Columbia.
Savannah will study broadcast journalism in college, a surprise to no one. She has many fond memories in her broadcast journalism class, English class, and countless awards in speech and forensics that helped her realize that communications is her calling. Her fondest memory was having the chance to interview her idol, Chicago anchorwoman Cheryl Burton.
Joshua Terrell, attending Moraine Valley College.
Josh will major in finance to lay the necessary groundwork to become a successful and lucrative music producer. He's eager to leave the Southland nest to allow his intellect blended with his creativity to run wild.
Justin Thompson, attending the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
Justin plans on living the dream, being accepted to his top choice university, and cannot wait to meet like-minded people and joining numerous organizations on campus. His favorite Southland moment was when his friend Shea made the clutch winning shot in the student versus staff basketball game.
Elijah Thompson, attending St. Xavier University.
Elijah will major in forensic psychology and minor in law. He knows that without his parents, family, and friends, he would not be able to become the young man that you see before him now, and he thanks you all for everything. He's specifically thankful for his family and mother, who've been with him through thick and thin.
Joshua Isaiah Tisdale, attending Indiana State University.
Josh will major in marketing, but plans to explore the many nuances of business. An accomplished member of Southland's speech and forensics team, he will always cherish the excitement of competition and victory with his teammates.
Mackenzie Marilyn Turner, attending Bethune-Cookman College.
Mackenzie will major in psychology. She's inspired to change the perception of mental health issues in the African American community. Her finest hour at Southland was performing in a choral state competition as a young 14-year-old. She's most looking forward to making a difference on her future college campus.
Jaleel Ward, attending the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff.
Jaleel will major in biology. Jaleel's proudest moment was when he received a standing ovation for earning straight A grades in his first semester of senior year at the CEO Awards Luncheon. For him, it was the culmination of this new attitude and determination towards excellence. He can't wait for college and the new challenges that face him there.
Rodney White, attending Eastern Illinois University.
Rodney plans on majoring in philosophy and history, and thanks his teachers, staff, friends, and family for guiding him to the finish line.
Alana Sierra Williams, attending the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
Alana will major in business undeclared because she loves to take charge and find her path. Her favorite memory at Southland was when she was crowned homecoming queen during senior year. In college, she's looking forward most to the new environment, the freedom, and responsibility of being on her own.
Chantel Williams, attending Western Illinois University.
Chantel will major in biology. Without doubt, her shining moment at Southland was when she helped found the now famous Southland Majorettes. The experiences with this new organization helped amplify her desire to express her creativity and sense of style. She truly thanks her friends and her extended family who stood by her side no matter what. She loves you all.
Jamia Williams, attending the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
Jamia will major in psychology with an emphasis on helping people understand their emotions. Fascinated by the discipline, she's already conducted research in the area and is very fascinated in studying more about empaths and their presence in real life.
Natalia Diane Patrice Williams, attending Lincoln College.
Natalia is a young woman with an incredibly creative mind. While she has interests in the areas of fine arts, she specifically aims to pursue a major in creative writing. She will miss her friends and teachers who supported her throughout her Southland journey.
Ariana Wilson, attending Hampton University.
Ariana will major in business administration. Thanks to her experiences at Southland, she made it her goal to interlace her love for dance with her mission to attend an HBCU. She will miss everyone who helped shape her into the woman she is now today.
Michael Wilson, attending Florida A&M University.
Michael will enter college undeclared, but with interests in graphic design, merchandising, and kinesiology. He couldn't think of a better place than college, which will stoke the flames of his curiosities. He will miss all of his friends at Southland and has full confidence that his class is the best of all time.
Marquan Wright, attending Ohio University.
Marquan will major in environmental science and zoology with a goal of becoming a renowned marine biologist. His classmates look forward to seeing him one day soon on the Discovery Channel.
Dr. Davis, Board of Education, family, and friends. It is my pleasure to introduce the Southland College Prep Charter High School graduation class of 2020. Graduates, move your tassels from right to left.
To the parents, the community, friends of Southland College Prep, and to the most precious ones, the class of Southland College Prep 2020, I bring you congratulations and salutations. The Southland family comes together this afternoon to formally salute and congratulate you. Somewhere at some point in our evolution or history, they will chronicle the history of Southland College Prep. That history, that documentation would be incomplete without the chapter written by and about the class of 2020. There's so many things that I can say because, of course, you're unique. And I don't need to say this, but you are quite aware that you sit on over $60 million in scholarships. A lot of money. But you know, it's consistent with what I know that you can do. And our mission from the very beginning was that we would do everything possible to relieve the pressure on your families, because we wanted you to have the opportunity to go to whatever college that might be your dream. We wanted you to have the opportunity without pressure on your families to do what we know you can do, and that is to soar and to redefine yourself, But we also knew that sometimes money is an impediment, and we wanted to make sure that in this particular case it was not. $60 million, $60 million. I evaluate that only in terms of what it's going to allow you to do, not in terms of the money. So people may be awed by the fact that this class has $60 million in scholarships. They may also look at the $200 million that the collective, the 7 classes, have as a whole. That actually means nothing, it's just a number. What we're looking at is the opportunities that this sum, whatever it may be, will provide you in the future. And the class of 2020, you well know, in addition to money, you know that there is no college in this nation that you apply to that has not issued an acceptance letter, because such a college does not really exist. And I say that because when a Southland College Prep students, when you settle yourselves, when you make a decision, a conscious decision that you're going to achieve no matter what, no one anywhere can have more dedication, can have more determination. No one anywhere would be able to say that the education that you received here was deficient in any way. And so I know that you were accepted by Princeton and Stanford and Columbia and Vanderbilt. None of that surprises me. A slight surprise, however, this is the second class to turn down a scholarship to Harvard. And I feel that, But the quality education that defines who you are opened up all of these doors for you. And I know also that many of you are traveling all over the United States. Do you remember parents going back years ago when the community was a little bit hesitant to send their children away? And I know I talked with many parents and they said, oh, Dr. Davis, maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. And now the world is ours. We have students in London, we have students in Paris, someone now is in Australia, someone is in Tokyo. And so what we've done as a community is really redefine what our world is. We've redefined it. But you know why we've done that? We've redefined it through our children. We may be a constant here. We may be a strong community, but what we want for our children is to open up the world and to find out what it's really all about. And I respect you for that because I feel the evolution of the community. I feel the evolution of your thought patterns as parents. And students, graduates, you're benefiting from that because I know that your parents are no longer afraid. They're not afraid to let go because they know you'll be back. I don't know how many of you were watching President Obama on Saturday when he gave a speech to the graduation class of 2020. He talked about a lot of things, some slightly political, and we certainly won't go there, but he talked about the importance of family. He talked about the importance of community. He talked about the importance of you retaining this constant connection to your families, to the communities. He also talked about giving back. But you know, he ended on a note that's very, very dear to me and very important. And I want you to get a tape, and matter of fact, we'll send you the link, and listen to what he said. He said, we do not, as this generation, have all of the answers. The answers, the solutions lie with the class of 2020. And think about that. That kind of confidence, that thought pattern, that this man who has been president of our great United States for 2 consecutive terms looks intuitively, looks instinctively inward And he knows that his destiny, as so many of us who are privileged to work with you, his destiny is to prepare for the future. So please take a look at that. But when I think of the class of 2020, you know, I think back and I take a lot of notes. I think back to the year 2016 when you came into Southland, and there was a man that you met. His name was Ron Anderson. He was our first college counselor, and probably parents know him even better than you do. University of Chicago, he was a dean there. ISU, he was a dean there. He knew everyone, and he was able to use his network to help you. And that's what he did. But in looking back at my notes, because he always shared his thoughts with me, he said, you know what, Dr. Davis? The class of 2020 is distinctive. They're going to make their mark. They have some students who have exceptional intelligence. And I went back to this, and I looked at this, and I thought about, but this was 4 years ago. I thought about always the journey, the evolution. And I said to myself, Mr. Anderson, you were right. You were right. But you know, I look at this class a little differently, and it's my worldview. Nothing means more to me than character. Yes, I know that you're exceptional students. Yes, I know that this class probably sits on 3 state championships in speech. I know we have an award-winning choir, band, dance, all those kinds of things. But you know what? I see your faces now in the hallway. I have known over the years when you were troubled. I knew when you were happy. I knew when the basketball team lost another game and they couldn't look at me. But you know what? I always told you, you're a winner anyway. And so it really never made any difference to me what the score was. I remember when the marching band was in a parade, and they said, Dr. Davis, but we're marching last. And I said, as we should. We march last because when Southland marches, there's a period at the end of that sentence, which means there's nothing else to be said. And so when I think of you, I think of your faces in this hallway. I think of the fact that not only have you responded and responded positively in a pandemic, look at what you've done. Look at what you've achieved. It's not about the money. It's not about the schools. I know you could do that anyway. But did I know particularly that you would remember a quote by Dr. Martin Luther King? You remember that, parents? Where Dr. King said, the measure of a man is not where he stands in times of peace and tranquility. The measure of a man is where he stands in the storm. It's where he stands in the storm. And you know what? This term pandemic, and it's why we're separated tonight, but we don't care about that because we stand 8,000 strong as we go out and we take our message. And our message is one of peace. Our message is one of tranquility. And you know what? We are not afraid. We have no fear. We're resolute, yes. We're determined, yes. We believe in safety and we believe in science and we're careful, but we're not afraid because we're looking to the future. We're looking to the future. And so when we talk about character, I know you have courage. You know, when the governor closed Southland, as he did all of the schools throughout the state, and later on throughout the United States, you went quiet. You were very quiet. And you know what? I like to think that perhaps you were thinking, perhaps you had a lot on your mind, perhaps you were trying to figure out what is going on in our world. But then all of a sudden, as the teachers began to be more aggressive in communicating with you, I saw and watched many of the Zoom presentations. I read many of the emails that you sent to the teachers. I felt the strength of the class of 2020, as you said, not here, not now. I'm focused on my future. I'm focused on my future. And so, courage is a sign of character. And I don't ever want you to be so encumbered by fear that you cannot make good decisions. But I also saw that you realized that your future is dependent upon knowledge, that we are always knowledge-based, always knowledge-based. And so as you began to ask questions that were more sophisticated and reflected the fact that you were reading and that you had immersed yourself in the culture that is Southland, I knew this class is going to be okay. This class is going to be okay. And the other side of you, you're feisty. You pushed out to me, you asked questions. And you asked me if I knew where this was going. Many of you, Dr. Davis, what is happening? And you know, it's an interesting concept. But let me tell you what I truly think. I believe that this country, I believe that this community, I believe that you as a class are going to emerge from this stronger than you could have ever conceived. And you might say, I don't believe that. Trust me. Anytime that there is an emergency, and I don't know if we want to define this as an emergency, but anytime that there is a challenge, it brings out the best in people, particularly the best in us who are Americans. You know, we had Roderick Dixon at the beginning of our graduation, and he talked about America the Beautiful. Not to say we don't have problems. We're not looking at that. But what we do have is freedom. We have freedom to define ourselves. We have freedom to dream. And we have a freedom that perhaps hitherto has never been known in this nation, because we're being asked now, and not since the Vietnam War, not since World War II, not since World War I, have we ever had this kind of a challenge. And now we're fighting something that is unseen. But you know what? Americans have always been in the fight. This community is in the fight, and you're going to give leadership to this. So we're not afraid. We're not afraid. But you know, sometimes something happens, and we have to think about it, think it through, and that's okay. Happens to me all the time. Happens to me all the time, because I had to decide, where are we going with this? Where are we going with this graduation? I made the decision that I had to see you walk one last time, that I had to know that you were okay, that I had to look into your eyes and say, all right, this is good. This is good. We can walk this road together. And so do I know where this is ultimately going to end? Not really. But I have faith and confidence in us as a people, and those of us who are looking for vaccines. I have faith in our nation. We're going to come out okay. And what you have to do is what you've always done, and that's stay the course. You have to do what you did the last 8 weeks, which was to internalize what the teachers were telling you, to listen to your parents, to listen to the wisdom that's out there, and to make a good decision. But you know what? I'm not saying that there won't be problems and issues. That would be very naive, and that's not really the message that I want to give to you. But my message to you is, it's going to be okay. But the solution to this lies with us. We self-define. We massage the future. We are the future. And I want you to feel that. I want you to understand that. And I want you to know that that's what I believe. And I believe in the power of education. I've done this for a long time. I have. But you know why? Because in my heart in my soul, and in my mind, I know who you are as young people. I know what we need to do and what we need to teach you and to teach those that will come, what you need to know in order to be successful in a world that is very different. Do you remember a time, you probably don't, but your parents do, when there were no cell phones? Do you remember a time, parents, when there was no internet? Do you remember a time, grandparents that are out there, when there was no vaccine for polio? Now we no longer fear polio. Now we barely know our numbers because we have iPads, we have phones. Things have changed. So I don't want you to fear the changes that are going to come. Our society is moving. Our society is changing. Change can be very positive, but you've got to be in the leadership of that. And you know, whenever I have something to think about that's important, I turn to one face, one person that drives me. And I say this to you, and I've always shared with you a part of me, the person that drives me, the person that defines who I am, the person that makes me get up in the morning, and the person that I know is monitoring my life is my mother. She's been gone for 30 years, but I am a manifestation of everything that she taught me. The values that she knew that I was going to need, the knowledge that she provided. She worked 6 days a week in order to put me through education with no loans. Why? Love, just love. So when I'm troubled, I think, I settle, I focus on this woman that I know loved me more than life itself. And she wanted the very best of me and best for me. And I know, and this may be a little bit much for you to understand, but I spoke at Loyola University 4 or 5 years ago. I was their commencement speaker. And I ended my speech by saying that if in the evolution of the world, when the journey comes to an end, then what I look forward to is my mother saying, "Well done, my daughter, well done." And that's what drives me. But you know what? There's little things are going to happen, and they're just, they may seem to be huge, but I think that they are solvable. What I want you to do is find that point, find that symbol, find that person, find that issue that you can focus on so that you have clarity of thought, so that you're looking to the future and nothing is an impediment in the way that you're approaching your problems. I want, more than anything, for you to have faith in yourself, faith in your family, faith in your ability to accomplish anything. And you know, I will share with you an old fable and an old story. You well know the history of our people in this nation, and we came up from the South, we came up from slavery, and you know about Harriet Tubman. That's a story that we've known all of our lives. But you know what? She focused. But what I would like you to do, because this is not a complex thing, think of the North Star, and you know, I'm trying to visualize this, something with clarity, something that's brilliant, something that reaches out to you. And that's what I feel that the North Star might represent. But I, no matter what it represents to you, I know that having a goal, having a vision, focusing on something that's bigger than us and getting you outside of yourself is the way that we not only move forward, we not only decide what road we should take, but it's a way in which we can problem solve, and it helps us to travel this thing called life, this journey. But you know, the North Star is one thing. What I really want you to remember as we end this graduation this evening is you might be looking at that star, and I want you to do that. But if you focus and if it has clarity and all of a sudden it starts to take shape, you know what you're going to see? You're going to see the emblem of Southland College Prep. Because our commitment to you, our promise to you, is that we will be here if you need us. And you may think, why? You know, it's really very simple. It just has to do with love. But did you ever think about love being a complex concept? Love has to do with responsibility. Love has to do with the ability to use every resource that you have to help someone else. Love is not very simplistic. And so when I say that Southland College Prep will be here and that we will stand the test of time and that we will help you to make good decisions and that we will be in your heart and your mind, and if you pick up the phone, we will respond, I know that that's going to give you courage. And so my party message to you is, it's very simple. I know who you are. I know what's in your mind. I know what's in your heart. I know you're courageous, you're determined, you persevere. You have all of the positive characteristics that I could ever hope that you would have. But what I want you to remember is this basic concept, and it's just called love. In our hearts, in our minds, in our souls, we see you, we know who you are, we will be here with you no matter what. And just think, for no other reason than we are Southland College Prep. I love you, sweethearts.
Have you ever reached your rainbow's end? And did you find your pot of gold? Ever catch a shooting star? And tell me, how high did you soar? Ever felt like you were dreaming, just to find that you're awake, and the magic that surrounds you will pick you up and start you on your way. I can see it in the stars across the sky. Dreamt 100,000 dreams before I finally realized I've waited all my life for this moment to arrive, and finally I believe.
Great is thy faithfulness, oh God, my Father.